Apple.
Daddy.
Apple.
Yo, Daddy. Doing the video.
Android.
Daddy. Yo, Daddy snores. Holy crap. Yo, Daddy.
No, where's my apple? Huh? Oh, heavy sleep. I was just dreaming. Oh man, I was dreaming about that iPhone 5 and the Samsung Galaxy S3. Oh, sorry. Since you're here, might as well discuss it. Daddy 1424, TMPG, hot commodity. Let's go. All right. So we got rumor mill time and we are here. It is time that TMPG brings it to you the way it needs to be done. iPhone 5, Samsung Galaxy S3. Let's start it off big. Let's start it off one time. Shall we get a prototype image of the iPhone 5 before we start? I think so. How about right there? Oh yeah, I'm good. And right there is the spec sheet. That being said, they're kind of obstructing my view. I mean, it's hard to... Can't really see on them. Let's just move them, shall we? That one goes up, and this one goes down. There we are. Now we got the image, the spec sheet. Let's discuss the iPhone 5. All right, here we are. We're coming close to that time. Let's talk first. Coveted possible release date. We're looking at possibly, there's rumors of October. The reason why we're looking at October is because in memory of Steve Jobs and his passing, so there's been a lot of speculation about them potentially releasing the iPhone 5 in commemoration of the time when Steve Jobs died. Now personally, from a collective side, I don't believe that. I see more a September timeline for the iPhone 5 being announced. That being said, what is the iPhone 5? What does it consist of? Well, first of all, we have the quad-core processor that's going to be built into the iPhone 5. We're probably going to see a redesigned structure, so probably more of a metallic back. Looking for my iPad here, more like an iPad build than you see your standard iPhone 4 that has more of a square build. We're going to see a little bit more of a rounded, curved back that has a aluminum back versus, say, a glass back that they have currently. I don't know the name of the glass they use, but it's like indestructible helicopter glass. I actually prefer that because a lot of times with the iPhone 4, you see the device shattering in the back or the glass will shatter in the front, even though they claim it's quote-unquote indestructible. My iPad has taken quite a few hits from the kids, consistently getting thrown around, tossed around, scratched and whatnot. And at the end of the day, it seems to hold up pretty well. So I think it would be good implementation if we see that on the iPhone 5. But what about screen size? Screen size, obviously we're looking Retina display, probably a little bit more in pixels and whatnot, but we're looking at a 4-inch screen, fully touch capacitive. People have talked rumors about potentially getting rid of the home button. I don't per se see that necessarily being true. It's kind of a signature mark with Apple. Maybe they'll move it to some shape or form of a touch capacitive home button versus a physical home button, but that home key I believe will always be there. Obviously overlaid we'll have iOS 6, and most importantly for those who are waiting, we're going to be having the LTE built in. Now that being said, with the LTE we're probably looking at a redefined structure, something that's less power consuming. It's going to be interesting to see how Apple implements that into the iPhone 5. I think what we also might see is maybe a couple little goodies here and there, maybe some bonus editing software. We're also going to see full implementation of Siri built into that, so out of beta form. Beyond that, Apple recently acquired a company, I don't know exactly the name of them, it's called Adecco, I believe, I'm not exactly sure, it's just an A, I know that. It's a flash storage company, and basically what I believe they're going to do there is have some sort of flash build flash build drive built into the iPhone 5, or what we might see is maybe actual flash built into it. I don't think we're going to see NFC. I think that Apple might implement their own version of NFC built into the device, but overall it looks like a sturdy device, and the iPhone 5 looks like there's a lot to be looking forward to. A 10 megapixel camera, hopefully front facing. We're going to move out of the VGA and get to 1.3 to 2 megapixel cameras. Those are the roundup specs for the potential iPhone 5. Like I said, a release date, hopefully maybe October, maybe September. We'll see that when it comes. But next, we're going to move on to the most anticipated subject, which is going to be the Samsung Galaxy S3. And we'll talk a little bit about that after this short break and introduction. So we're talking Samsung. We're back at it again. Let's talk the Samsung Galaxy S3. In order to do that, we need a prototype image. So let's put that one there. That's right. And of course we gotta move that image. It's a little bit obstructing just to leave it sitting awkwardly here. So let's move this image up. That being said, we need a spec sheet. Where can we put that? You put the image there. You could go there. Well, let's put it right there. And of course, we gotta move that. Knock it on down. That's the way you hit a home run. So we got a spec sheet. We got images. It's time to discuss Samsung Galaxy S3. So what's it gonna launch with? Gingerbread? Ice cream sandwich. Finally, we are here. We're at the forefront. We got ice cream sandwich. Probably baked in with some implementation of TouchWiz. I'm going to imagine TouchWiz 5.0. Probably makes sense for the next evolution, as the last one was TouchWiz 4.0. So TouchWiz is one of those operating systems that we like to see overlaid on top of Android. It's a pleasant experience, and they do a pretty good job doing that, and Samsung always has been good with that. But let's talk about the device itself. We are looking at a 4.6-inch screen. Yes, I said 4.6-inch. Almost the size, not quite, but of the Galaxy Note. And the Galaxy Note, I believe, is about 5.3 inches in terms of size. So it's not quite there, but a 4.6 is pretty hefty to hold in your pocket. We're talking fully touch capacitive. The screen is projected to be a faux LED screen. That's a flexible OLED screen. That is a flexible I believe it's like a plexiglass. It's a flexible glass, essentially made to withstand impact. It's going to be interesting to see what they case that with on the back. With the 4.6-inch screen, you're going to have to increase the size capacity of your phone. I can expect a little bit of a form factor change. You saw it from the S1 to the S2. I think we're going to see a little bit of it from the S2 to S3 again. Don't expect heavy evolution there. We're going to see a 12 megapixel camera baked into the back, and we're going to see a 1.3 to a 2 megapixel camera on the front. We're looking at about 1280 to 920 in pixel resolution. Obviously, you're going to need that with the increase in size of a 4.6-inch screen. That being said, what does this come down to in terms of goodies inside? We're talking A9 Cortex processor. That's a 1.8 gigahertz processor with 2 gigs of RAM and 32 gigabytes of online built-in storage. Now, what's going to be the case is, even though I'm not sure if the A9 is a quad core or a dual core, if you know, feel free to leave it in the comments below, but it's still going to be able to contend with the kings of the jungle with the quad cores, because 2 gigs of RAM is unbelievable. It's phenomenal. We're obviously going to see LTE and NFC. The other speculation that we've had for the rumors of the Samsung Galaxy S3 is going to be a 3D screen as well built in. So that will be interesting, because we've seen it already in the likes of LG Optimus and other devices that have already come to the market. So it'll be interesting to see if Samsung implements that. On top of everything else that we're looking at, we're also going to be looking at a release date sometime in February, is what I'm expecting. At least an announcement or some sort of evolution from Samsung himself on when we're looking to see the projected timeline of the Samsung Galaxy S3. All in all, it looks to be quite a contender in the market. I mean, how can you go wrong with 4.6, A9 quad-core processor, high resolution, fully touch capacitive? That is the other rumor to talk about. Is there's projected rumors about a fully touch capacitive screen getting rid of the home key. The other rumors have been that there will be 4 actual physical buttons like Android, where you have your menu key, your back key, your home key. And I believe there's one more, the search key. My apologies. So we're looking at those 4 keys that might actually be physical buttons on the device. You're going to get your standard volume rocker. We might see a little bit thinner. I don't expect to see too much thinner than what the Samsung Galaxy S2 currently is. Phenomenal device. We're going to expect high sales from both companies, Samsung Galaxy S3 and the iPhone 4. Only time will tell what the projected sales numbers are. That's it for the Samsung Galaxy S3 rumor mill. Let's move on to the next topic, which is a very interesting one, and we're going to talk about the iTunes U or iBooks 2.0. So after the short break, we'll be back with your information. So we're back. Let's talk about the iTunes U. Now, Apple did something very innovative recently. On January 19th, I believe it was unveiled. They introduced the implementation of removing the concept of textbooks, and they implemented them into an iPad. They released an iTunes U Store, it's actually called, and what you can do is you can download your textbooks from there. The iBooks 2.0 is essentially for the iPad or your devices, and what you can do is you can have textbooks built into them, so you're eliminating the consumer and the purchasing of those actual textbooks. No more lugging around those big bags. Lug around your iPad and you're good to go. You got all your textbooks built in there. They've added in things like you can watch videos, leave notes on the page. You can actually even go as far as creating your own book. You can add your notes that you've come across in class and develop your own book and put that out there to the public. So I think it's important to mention this because Apple has really, again, hit on an industry that nobody else has tapped into yet. So I think if Apple does it right with the proper implementation and the proper reception from the public, we're looking at a very good domination of the market in terms of that field from Apple. So kudos to them. Make sure to pick up your iBooks 2.0 or your iTunes U if you have your Apple devices. Other than that, this has been a full roundup of the rumors mill, and this is Daddy1424 for TMPG. Peace, love, thanks for watching.